Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I may remember. Involve me, and I learn. Jai Hind, and a very good morning to Commander Girish Konkar, our Dean, Dr. Poonam Nikam, faculty members, and all the students of IIEBM. I, Andrea D'Souza, MC of this session, welcome you to the orientation program for the batch 2023-2025. On behalf of IIEBM, I would also like to accord a warm welcome to Mrs. Manisha Konkar. I welcome you to our campus, ma'am. Before we advance, I would now like to introduce Commander Girish Konkar. Sir, may I have your permission to proceed? Thank you, sir. Commander Girish Konkar is the CEO of Beyond Horizons, a leading consultancy for leadership development and organizational excellence. A certified firewalking and empowerment coach from the Sando School of Transpersonal Education, California, USA, a leading school for contemporary firewalking. He is also a neuro-linguistic programming advanced psych care practitioner. An ex-submarine commander during the last 16 years, Commander Girish Konkar has been associated with a number of Fortune 500 companies as a leadership and transformation catalyst, helping their leadership teams overcome professional and leadership challenges. He transforms the business mindset to help achieve an astounding increase in turnover at a rapid pace and yet having a great work-life balance. Sir has conducted a number of felicitation sessions for senior management teams. He also conducts his transformational sessions called The Unstoppable You and the DNA of Success. During his journey, he has helped transform the lives of more than 50,000 people to find a new meaning to their lives, live a full life of vitality and purpose. An alumnus of the National Defense Academy, a MSc in Defense Studies and Strategic Analysis, and a Master's in Management Studies, Sir has 22 years of operational and administrative experience in the Indian Navy. He has commanded the Indian Naval submarine, Sankosh, and later as Commander Submarines has been responsible for the operational efficiency for submarines on the west coast of India. He has extensive international experience with global armed forces for planning, coordination, and conduct of joint naval exercises off Indian and foreign shores, including disaster management and rescue coordination. He has also served as the Joint Director, Naval Intelligence. Sir is also a member of National Human Resources Development Network, NHRD, and the Maratha Chamber of Commerce, Industries, and Agriculture. He has lived the life the adventurous way, be it sailing around the world in a small yacht, the Himalayan car rally, a glider pilot, scuba diver, paraglider, windsurfer, a kite surfer, trekking expeditions to the Himalayas, marathoner, he has done it all. He has also published a book titled, Shh, It's Not a Secret, on transformational leadership and life mastery. His credo being, be the master of your life and not its slave. We also have amidst us Mrs. Manisha Konkar, who is an industrialist and managing partner of Radan Plastics, manufacturing industry which specializes in flexible packaging for industrial use. Ma'am was also the president of Rotary Club of Pune North and is active in various social projects. I would now like to request our Dean, Dr. Poonam Nikam, to felicitate ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Without any further ado, I would now like to invite Commander Girish Konkar to address the young minds present here.
Good morning. Can you hear me? Yes, sir. Good. So, welcome to this fantastic institution. I think it's now 25 years almost that this institution has been there. And how many of you are, I think today is your second day, right? Yeah, so it can be very daunting. The first 2-3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks is very difficult, are the most difficult times. Okay, once you pass that, I think life becomes easy. So how many of you are finding the change from sort of a college life into institutional life such as this one a little bit challenging? Hands up, please. Wonderful, that's good. Anyone not feeling challenging? Anyone not like that? Good, good, good. That's good. So it's good to have that feeling, oh my God, kahan phas gaye? Because I don't know in last so many years, maybe school also may not have been so strict. The schools have their own definitions of strictness. College would have been a typical college life, hopefully, for all of you. And you enjoyed the college life, and now you come over here, and now you're here for maybe 2 years. So it can be, yes. So, but good. It sets you for life, and this is a fantastic institution which will give you that grounding, you know, which will take you for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Of course, school, college was very important, no doubts about it, but this sets you on the path of taking on the world, because trust me, we are today in a situation, India is the best place to be in. Would you agree? Absolutely. There's no other country in the world which is growing at the rate that India is going. There's so much of enthusiasm, the hope, the challenges, everything is there. You ask for it, it's there in India. America it's good, lovely life you have in America, but whoever I meet, many of my friends are there. There are some places they say, यार तुम्हारे यहाँ पे बहुत अच्छा है यार. हमारे यहाँ पे it's too, everything is very routine stuff over there, and routine gets bored. Yes, no? How many of you love routine? How many of you don't love routine? You like the challenges, and every day is a new challenge. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That's great. And India, therefore, is the right place to be in. And Europe is slowing down. China is slowing down. So the only bright spot in the entire world today is India. And looks like we should be the bright spot for at least 10, 20 years. After that, I don't know what's going to happen. But does beat saal ke liye to definitely India is on a real growth trajectory. And you guys are going to be so what you guys are the future of this country. People like me are now history, more or less, we are like, chalo ho gaya, acha ho gaya, sab theek chal raha hai. That's it. But you guys are the ones who next 30, 40 years, you guys are going to be in the driving seat. Okay, but the first maybe 5, 10 years, you would be in that learning phase. Even if you leave from here, you will still be learning the ropes of how to operate in an industrial environment, in a corporate environment, in an office environment. All that is a learning curve which you'll go through. And I'm sure within 5, 6, 7, 8 years, some of you will be in real positions of power, where you take real hardcore decisions. So first 5 years, they're all rough figures, they're not hard-coded. You will be sort of, taking instructions from your seniors. But within 5 years, you will reach a reasonable level where you will be now giving instructions on your own, without waiting for somebody else to pass on instructions to you to be followed. And that's one thing, that's really a great thing to do. That's wonderful. And you guys, so all the best to you guys. Play hard, study hard, do well, do hard, play hard. Okay? So with that, my topic and before I go ahead, thank you Dr. Poonam also for inviting me today, Dr. Jai Singh and Colonel Marwa, because these people are the ones who, in our parlance, in the naval parlance, it is called as running a tight ship. Meaning which runs on discipline, which runs on various qualities which I'm going to now display to you guys. So there is not much scope for going left, right. There is scope, but not much scope for going left, right. And you can understand what I mean by left, right. Okay? But it's good, so this sets you really, I'm saying, I'm from the National Defense Academy, NDA Khadakwasla. So, I entered the academy when I was 16 and a half years of age. And that was a wonderful phase to be in. The first 6 months was ruthless. We cribbed every day. We kahan fas gaye. And after that 6 months, life was great. Maza aaya then. Then you started really enjoying life. But yes, you had to go through that. Actually, the first 1 month was tough in NDA, not the 6 months, 1 month. Because you come from school, there was no college that time. I had just done my 11th and got into NDA. So there was no college life that I enjoyed. I was in 11th ke baad state mein gaye. But then, first time, how many of you have been in boarding schools before? Anyone? Okay, so most of you, that means, are bigger day scholars. So your first time being away from your parents was a long time. तो उनके याद आती है. कितनों को याद आती है रोज parents की? Yes, good, excellent. So yeah, it's natural. Okay, it's natural that you think you're away from your parents. New friendship gets formed over here. New people you interact with. Somebody from north, somebody from south, somebody from northeast, and various places. People are going to be here from all over the country. So you make new friends. And trust me, these friends will remain with you probably forever. Okay, this friendship ye tootte nahi hai, because jo bhi aap, whatever all the stuff that you do over here, you'll do it together. Whatever are the discipline that is there in this organization, which I have heard of, you do it together, and that literally binds you. Okay, so the binding that comes in the course, in the batches that you are here in your classrooms, doesn't come because you sat in a class and listened to a lecture. The binding comes because you did all the front rolling together, which you don't do, of course. NDA we did, but not here. I'm sure you don't do front rolls and all that stuff. You don't hold your cycle on top and run up the hill and all that stuff. But that's what we did back in the NDA, and that kept our course. And even after 40 years, we are like that. That core spirit that you build. So you guys have to build your core spirit of this academy that you're here, now institute that you're here, and you will build it. You got 2 years to go through. All the good things will happen, sometimes the bad things, rarely ugly. Good, bad is part of life. Enjoy the good part, enjoy the bad part also. It should not again happen, that's all. Hey, take it as a, in Hindi में कहावत है, जो भी होता है वो अच्छे के लिए होता है. So whatever experiences, get the experience. Okay? Studies is one element of it. But get the life experience which this institute is known for to give you guys. They will send you to the industries to get practical experiences, what is called as on-job training. Get that experience. And tougher the experience, better is the learning. Because then you know what not to do afterwards. If you get everything hunky-dory, सब कुछ AC में बैठ के अगर काम करोगे, when the light goes off, then you start cribbing. That should not happen. So get all the experiences, take it as part of a learning curve for the next 2 years and enjoy it. Okay? So just say जो भी होता है वो अच्छे के लिए होता है. And okay, now let me turn back to what I was going to talk to you about. So it's about values and culture is the main thing. Now, okay, the question is, in your mind, I want you to name 3 leaders that you admire. Just write down the names of 1, 2, 3 leaders that you think, oh wow, what fantastic leaders, yeah. These are great leaders. And you would like to emulate them, like to copy them. उनके वैसे बनना चाहते हो आप. Okay, got some names? 1-2 names आ गए? Okay, just somebody call out one name. Yes? Fantastic. Dhoni. Any other name? Somebody? Subhash Chandra Bose. Fantastic. Anybody else? Abdul Kalam. Narendra Modi. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Whom? Kiran Bedi. Fantastic. Ratan Tata, Mahatma Gandhi. Right. And all of you have got many, many such names. Okay, so they could be, somebody has got Mahendra Singh Dhoni, somebody's got Mahatma Gandhi, somebody's got Ratan Tata, somebody's got Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, somebody says Narendra Modi, somebody says Lokmanya Tilak, somebody says Samarth Ramdas. So how many from Maharashtra? Yeah, so these people generally relate to these names, others may not. Okay. This is Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, somebody might say Narayan Murthy, somebody might say Abdul Kalam, and there could be many, many more such people you got. Now, all these leaders are super people and they have displayed some quality that makes them so super. Okay? So, I just want you all to write down a couple of qualities, maybe 2, 3, 4 qualities that you think these people have displayed, continue displaying, and that you would also like to have that quality. 1-2 भी चलेगा, absolutely fine. Okay, got a couple of qualities? Okay, somebody just, yes please. Discipline, okay. Punctuality. One more. Okay. Decision making, fantastic. Management skills, patience, time management, teamwork, courage and dedication, strategy, leadership. Leadership, that's what I said. Never give up attitude, wonderful. Humble, humility, consistency, contribute to society. Working on controllables, passion, taking risks. Okay, wonderful. Okay, great. What I'll do is now, let me just, okay. So I'm going to now, the same thing that you've been saying, I'll be showing it on the screen over here. I want you all to quickly do a check in your own mind, whether you want to have this quality in you as you go forward. Would you like to imbibe this quality in you, or you think no, not required? It's okay, nothing hard and fast. We can always remove any quality which you might think I don't want that quality so much in me. Fair enough. No, nothing hard and fast. Okay, so, okay. Being motivated. Do you want to be motivated? Yes, and a motivator. Okay, then you have empathy and caring. Yes. Then you have integrity. Yes. Then you have values, ethics, morals. Yes. Then there is dynamic, takes initiative. Yes. Then there is passionate, vibrant. Yes. Willpower, perseverance. Yes, you need willpower. Then there is communication. Yes. Then there is approachable, selfless, punctual, visionary vision. Yes. Okay. What happened? Have I pressed the wrong button? Just check. Did I press the wrong button anywhere? Okay. Yeah. So listening. Yes. Then there is work-life balance integration. Yes. Action. Hey, don't write notes, yeah. Not required. Notes are not required. Don't worry. You got enough 2 years to take notes if you want to. Right now, just listen and absorb. Okay. Nobody is going to give you a question paper after this. See, please list down the 10 qualities of leader. वो कोई question नहीं है. So don't have to write it down, please. Okay. But observe here. Pay attention here. Forget the notes. Keep your notes down below. Okay. Then there is action-oriented, focused. Yes. Okay. Then there is innovative and creative. Then there is trendsetter, alag disha darshavne wala. Okay. So all are required. Sab chahiye. As you look at you as your life, as you look forward to next 10-20 years. Sab chahiye. Kuch nikalna hai kisi ko? Nahi. Okay. And there are some more. So you have decision making, hard and smart working, risk taking and brave, patience, go-getter, fire in the belly, coordination, trust and good character, commitment, knowledge, skill, confidence, inspirational, adaptable and flexible, mission and goal, sense of purpose, appreciative, respect, shows gratitude, a positive attitude, optimistic, and a strong bonding. All required? Anything you want to remove? Pakka? Soch lo. Lock kar do? Huh? Okay, and there are some more. Discipline, team spirit, questions, honesty, strategic thinking and plans, willing to learn from failure and feedback, courage of conviction, lead by example, result oriented, diplomatic and tactful, has fun, enjoys, humility and humble, goal and role clarity, fair, empowers, coaches and mentors, fearless, manage stress, and there's still some space there if you want to add some more. सब चाहिए? कुछ निकालना है किसी को कि भाई ये मेरी ज़िंदगी में ये क्वालिटी नहीं चाहिए मेरे को. Sure? So this becomes your syllabus. If you are going to study leadership and you want to be a great leader like those names that you just now put forward, this becomes your syllabus. The question is now, how do you learn it? How do you imbibe this syllabus? How do you learn this syllabus? But that's not the purpose of my talk, so I'll not go into that part of it. But let's say, so all these qualities are must-have qualities. We need to have them in us, develop them in us somehow or the other, and that's how you build your leadership qualities. Okay, so how many of you want to be great leaders? Hands up. How many of you don't want to be great leaders? No, let me be a follower only. No, good, fantastic. So you got a syllabus in front of you now. Okay, and I can give this presentation to the institute. They can send it to you. You can be emailed to you or something, and you can then you can take notes if you want to. Right now, don't take notes. Okay, right. Okay, now for human effectiveness, there are 3 things that make a human being effective. That is knowledge, skills, and attitude. So this big list that we have over here, how much of it is knowledge, how much of it is skill, how much of it is attitude? Let's have a quick look at it. So being motivated, is it knowledge, skill, attitude? It's an attitude. Empathy and caring? Attitude. Integrity? Attitude. Values, ethics, morals? Attitude. Dynamic, takes initiative? Attitude again. Passionate, vibrant? Again attitude. Responsible ownership? Again attitude. Willpower? Attitude. Communication? Skill. Okay. Approachable? Attitude. Selfless, some sacrifice? Attitude again. Punctual? Attitude. Visionary, vision? Again attitude. Listening? Skill. Work-life balance, integration? How many of you say skill? Hands up. Skill. Okay, majority of you said. Okay, being action-oriented, focused, attitude. Innovative and creativity, skill. Trendsetter, attitude. Okay, decision-making, skill. Okay, let's see. Let's have a quick look. Okay, we saw everything attitude. Communication. I got a PhD in communication from Stanford. Okay, from Stanford University, PhD. Why should I communicate with you? Who are you? आज का छोकरा अभी आया हुआ है कॉलेज से. You know I am vice president in so and so company, $1 billion turnover, 30 years of experience. Why should I communicate with you? Knowledge, skill, attitude. Attitude first. That I must communicate with you guys. Then is the knowledge and the skill of how to communicate. But if my attitude is, why should I communicate here? My PhD has got no value. So it's first an attitude that I must communicate. Okay, so communication is, all three are required. Okay, it's not just attitude, it is knowledge and skills required, but first you require is massive attitude to communicate with everybody, whoever you want to. Alright, then we said everything again was listening. I've got a double PhD. This one is from Harvard. Why should I listen to you? तेरी औकात क्या है? तू है कौन? आज का छोकरा अभी आया कॉलेज से. You know I am vice president so and so company, $1 billion turnover, 30 years of experience. Knowledge, skill, attitude. Attitude first, that I must listen to you guys. Then is how to listen. That is knowledge and skill. For listening, I must keep myself quiet. I must not be judgmental. I must not interrupt you, etc., etc. 10 things will go into listening skills. But first, I must have the attitude that I must listen to you all. So attitude is very, very important. So you will find that even work-life balance. Many of you said skill. Why do you need work-life balance? 18 घंटा काम करता हूँ, पैसे कमाता हूँ, घर पे पैसे लेके आता हूँ. किस लिए work-life balance? Attitude first. That no, I must have work-life balance. Then is the knowledge and skill of how to do it. That yes, I must spend time with my family, with my parents, with my spouse, with my children. We must go together for a holiday, for a picnic, for a movie, for a bhel puri, pani puri. That is the first attitude that we must do this together. Yes, 5 days a week maybe you slog, hell of a lot. From subah 6 to night 10 maybe you slog in sometimes. When your exams are there type of thing. In industry parlance, maybe year ending is there. You will slog for 5, 10, 1 week, for morning 6 to night 10 o'clock. But then you must say, okay, I must have work-life. So that's the skill part of it. How do you do that? But first is here that I must have work-life balance. And you'll achieve it then. Okay. So you'll find even decision making, 100% is attitude. 1% knowledge skill. Knowledge and skill you can outsource. Attitude you cannot outsource. The question is, so this whole list that you see here, this massive list, okay, everything, ये सारा झोल झमेला एटीट्यूड का है. अब ये कौन से कॉलेज में और स्कूल में पढ़ाते हैं? स्कूल में था सिलेबस था इसका, कॉलेज में था सिलेबस इसका. That's the challenge of life. Why does Narayan Murthy go around saying today's youth is unemployable? Not because of lack of knowledge or skill. It's all this big thing that we have here. So एक यहाँ पे है knowledge और skill. बाकी ये सारा का सारा जो है आपके attitude का है. Today with chat, you heard of chat GPT, right? So knowledge is history. What knowledge you want? Chat GPT खोलो आपको सारा knowledge आ जाएगा. Without within 2 seconds he'll give you all the knowledge you require. You don't need to mug it up. But attitude नहीं, chat GPT attitude नहीं दे सकता अभी तक तो. In 10-20 years I don't know what will happen, but at least like 10-20 साल तो लगेंगे उसको attitude artificial intelligence से द्वारा करने के लिए. Because it's pretty complex. It's not easy. Knowledge is very easy. Skill is very easy. See, knowledge, when you learn something, read something, you get knowledge, right? When you apply the knowledge, let's say 10 times, you start getting skilled in it. You apply that same knowledge, do something 100 times, you become more skilled. You become 1,000 times when you apply it, you become master. When you apply the 10,000 times, you become a very high, a real master. So that's very easy again. Repeat the same thing 100 times, you become skilled at it. But attitude कैसे सिखाते हैं? That's a big challenge. Okay, so knowledge skill is this. Now, out of all these big things, the whole main topic which I'm supposed to speak on is the values and Culture, values, culture, character. Okay. So when you from this big list, when you start taking, when you start distilling it down now, you get some of these which are in red, which start becoming your sort of values. They're the core, the basic part. Okay, so like it says over here, it is empathy and caring, integrity, values, ethics, morals, trustworthy, commitment, honesty, courage of conviction. So these become the foundation. Now, if you were to build a 100-story building, what do you need to be the strongest? The foundation, right? That foundation has to be the strongest part. So when you have a hurricane coming in, when you have a cyclone coming in, the 100-story building can withstand that pressures only if its base, which is the foundation, is strong. Same way for leadership. In leaders, if the stronger your values are, your leadership qualities become that much more higher. And the biggest example I could give you, which we know of, is Ratan Tata. When the I don't know how many of you were there that time when the Nano project was being decided and all this stuff, and they were initially supposed to be doing it in West Bengal, in Singur. And there was major problem with that place because of political interference. And there's a statement of his which you can go on YouTube and check out. So he says, if you put a gun to my head and make me do something, certain things, he says, either you pull the trigger or take the gun away. I'll not budge. That's how strong the values are. Because values give you your directions. All right. So if you say the difference between values and culture, can anyone tell me, any guesses? What do you think are the difference in values and culture? Anyone? Can you think of anything? Values and culture. Are they same? Yes, sir. Okay, culture force हो सकता है, values force नहीं की जा सकती. Okay, good, thank you.
So values are taught to us, and culture is something which we follow from a long period of time.
Okay, values are taught to us, and culture is something that we follow for a long, long time. Thank you very much. Anybody else? This side? Anybody? Yes. Okay, values come from our own perspective. Culture comes from surroundings, etc. Okay, good. Thank you. Anybody else? Very good. Yes. Any other answer you have? Yes.
Values is basically the upbringing or the parents give, and culture is what we adapt.
Okay. Values is something that the upbringing imbibes the values in us. Culture is what we adapt to. All fantastic. Good. Any other? Good. Fantastic. Superb. Okay. So some of the things that values are narrow in scope. Culture is very broad. Okay. So same thing, what you're always saying, is just come in a slide form over here. So values are narrow in scope. Now the values focus on the core principles of leadership and the beliefs that guide us in our behavior and choices. So when we talk of beliefs, what are beliefs? Anyone wants to give a go at it? What is the meaning of belief system? A belief. What's a belief? Beliefs come from our values, or values come from belief? Okay, we'll not go into too much depth of it, but fair enough. That's a very good try. Fantastic, superb. Any other? So, like she says, beliefs are what you believe to be the gospel truth. आपका दृढ़ निश्चय, दृढ़ विश्वास, that is a belief system. आप कितना भी उसको समझाने की कोशिश करो, वो बोलेगा ना, ये सही नहीं है. That's a belief system. And based on the belief system, the values get formed on that belief system. Okay. So that's what it. Okay. So then it says reflect desired qualities, ideals and goals that individuals or organizations strive for. So first is your individual belief system. Then it slowly becomes, I'll come further to what those values are, becomes a value-based system. And the values become, what it says is, the individuals and organizations strive for. So organizations strive for the value system to be upheld always. Okay. And that becomes your foundation for decision making. So it's not knowledge or skill. Knowledge and skill is good, nothing wrong in it. Please don't get me wrong in that. But first I need to have my value. If my value system is strong, the decisions that a leader requires to take will be that much more stronger, and probability is now much better. Okay, it helps you in decision making if you have good values imbibed in you. On the other hand, if you look at culture, culture is broad and encompasses various aspects. Example is, it could be language. Language could be a part of culture. Your religion can be a part of your culture. Your customs, your traditions, your art, music, food, social norms, rituals, and many, many more. That becomes your culture. So, for example, all of you are dressed wonderfully in lovely saris and lovely shirt pants, or maybe some of you have a coat on. That's the culture that has been designed for this institution, okay, based on various things. It's based on certain values. But so some other institute might say, you must have always wear a tie. That's their culture, okay, that you always have to have a tie. Some of you might have always wear a suit only. I'm not wearing a suit, okay, so it's my culture, okay. I'm wearing a different dress, like that. So it's a comprehensive system that shapes the daily way of life. So based on the values, slowly culture gets evolved. Culture gets evolved over a period of time, and so depending on which place you come to, that place will have a sometimes very distinctive culture. That's the way you do things over there. So in simple terms, again, going forward, values are why you do it. They're more principle based, and we'll talk about it a little later as to what does principle. They are more universal. The values are generally, you'll find, don't change much. Whether it's a value in US, a value in Europe, or value in India, the value system will generally remain pretty similar. So you don't have diametrically different value system there and different value system here. In some places, yes, but majorly the world will have a more or less similar value system. Cultures can be diametrically opposite. On values, there are no compromises. Absolutely, they are unshakable. When you talk of values, that means you walk the talk. Then do what I say. So values are like the inner compass, the guiding North Star, which guides you in your daily decision making. When I talk of decision making as attitude, it's the values which will help you in taking your attitude. Okay. So values are not negotiable. Culture can be negotiated. You can say, okay, it doesn't have to be this way. We can change the tradition if required. That tradition was good at that time. Now let us change it. No problems. That can, over a period of time, it undergoes a transformation. Fair enough. Values don't change. They are eternal. Okay. On the other hand, culture is how you do it, how you dress, how you talk, how you walk, what you eat, all that. So it's more traditional, it's more negotiable. It may change with time. Values don't change with time. It could vary from place to place. From company to company, the culture might vary. Because you will, after your 2 years, I'm sure you'll get some fantastic jobs in some fantastic companies, I'm sure. You might be at that company for maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then after that, you might go to some other company. The culture may vary in those companies. But by and large, the value system should not. Okay? So you can then say, okay, in that company, I have to always wear a coat. In this company, I have to always wear a kurta. That's the culture here. You might shift if you want to. That's your choice now. कि भाई ठीक है, अभी यहाँ ऐसे करते हैं तो यहाँ ऐसे करते हैं. That's your choice. Or if you might go to US, abroad for a place there, maybe you have to wear a suit, they say. You can decide now, पंगा लेने का नहीं लेने का. That's your choice. Okay? Modi takes a panga. He never goes with the suit anywhere. He always goes with the jacket and this thing, whether it's UN or whether it's anywhere in the world, he goes he doesn't wear a suit, right? So that's his way of about the culture. So you have a choice. All right. Okay. Now, so like I said, its values are the moral compass of your character that gets built. The first foundation for values become commitment. What's the meaning of commitment? Anyone? One person, please. Somebody? Yeah, okay. No, okay, you have raised your hand enough times. Okay, yes. A promise. Okay, but promises can be broken. Commitment cannot be broken. Okay, anybody else? Yes. Dedication. Okay, dedication. Fair enough. Anything else? Okay, chalo. Yes.
Jai Hind sir, myself
Jai Hind.
Vishal Taylor. I am from Gujarat. Commitment is that one should be very focused and if the something is if you take some oath, you should not break that, and you should be firm to fulfill that commitment.
Okay, अंग्रेजी है, you should not or must not?
Must not.
Must not. Okay. Should में थोड़ा सा question mark हो जाता है.
Okay, sir.
Must में there is no question mark. So example is how many of you seen this movie Wanted? उसमें क्या डायलॉग है सलमान खान का? क्या है फिर से? एक बार कमिटमेंट कर दी तो कर दी, फिर तो मैं अपनी आप की भी नहीं सुनता हूं. That's a commitment. भीष्म प्रतिज्ञा. You know, भीष्म प्रतिज्ञा is the highest form of commitment. मतलब you don't, if once एक बार बोल दिया मतलब बोल दिया बॉस. अब इसके ऊपर I've given my commitment. So there is no 90% committed. It is either you are committed or you are not committed. As simple as that. And that's a value. Saying, I have given my word, now I'll stick to it. I'll not waver. Because otherwise you'll get कभी यहाँ पर, कभी इधर, कभी ऐसे, then you will not have commitment. You'll always be कभी यहाँ, कभी ना. So commitment is छोड़ेगा नहीं. Yes.
Can we say it is an unofficial form of contract?
It's an unofficial form of contract. Okay, you can. It's a contract which can never be broken, which should not be broken, must not be broken. Yeah. And the commitment is never given on a stamp paper. It is never कि मैं गीता पे हाथ के कसम खाता हूँ. It's don't worry, मैं हूँ ना. That मैं हूँ ना is a commitment. Okay, that's a commitment. कि मैंने बोल दिया ना, because that becomes your foundation for trust. Okay, that's so because that's very strong. If you are not committed, then people will not trust you. कभी बोलता तो है करता कुछ और है, तो how do I trust you? That becomes a big challenge in leadership or anyone, in any interaction, whether it's family or whether. The next one that we can say is integrity and honesty. क्या फर्क है दोनों में? Or what's the meaning of integrity? Anybody? Integrity is trust. Okay, that comes next. Yes. गरिमा. Okay, my Hindi little bit कच्चा है, तो थोड़ा गरिमा का translate करो भाई. कोई somebody translate गरिमा into dignity. Okay, integrity is not dignity, not garima then. Okay. Integrity might give you dignity, but integrity is not dignity. Yes. Anybody else? What is integrity? Integrity का मतलब क्या? या दोनों में फर्क क्या है? Integrity and honesty. Let me make it simpler. दोनों में फर्क क्या आएगा? Integrity का और honesty का फर्क क्या है? What is honesty? Loyalty. Not loyalty. Genuine. Okay, let me try and simplify it for you. In Hindi, integrity means सच जीना. Honesty is सच बोलना. मैंने चोरी की. Am I honest? अरे चोरी नहीं करनी चाहिए. That is integrity. Understood the difference? Integrity is सच जीना and honesty is सच बोलना. Okay? Very important difference here in this two. कि सच जीना और सच बोलना. Now, will a person who is honest, will that person at times lack integrity? Yes. For example, मैंने चोरी की, यार चोरी नहीं करनी चाहिए. Will a person who has integrity, would that person lack honesty? Very rare. So, for example, in your, let's say your town, village, city, wherever there are unfortunately some riots that take place, and a person of a different faith runs up to your house, knocks your door, and you open the door, and that person says कि सर जी मेरे पीछे कुछ गुंडे पड़े हुए हैं, अगर उन्होंने मुझे पकड़ लिया तो मुझे मार डालेंगे, मुझे बचा लो. And you tell that person, okay, go and hide inside. The person goes and hides inside. After some time, वो गुंडे आते हैं, and they knock on your door, and they say, have you seen so and so person? And you say, no, I've not seen that person. Is he honest? Integrity? Yes. So the only time a person of integrity might be dishonest is when it goes against his or her value system. So all these things that we are coming through, commitment, integrity, honesty, and the next other ones which are coming up, अगर उसके खिलाफ है, that person might become dishonest. Not become, might be dishonest at that point of time. But otherwise, integrity is on a very high pedestal. Such jina against such bolna. So you'll find all these leaders whom pictures I had shown or whom you've taken, they are people with high levels of commitment, very high levels of integrity. And that makes them honest. Okay. So integrity and honesty we've seen. Then we come to, because this develops trust. If you are not committed, will people trust you? No. If you lack integrity, will people trust you? No. Because integrity leads to honesty. Even if you are honest, they may still trust you. But if you lack integrity, honesty, sorry, your trust factor is going to go down. Okay? So trust develops from commitment and integrity. Then empathy and caring. What is the meaning of empathy and caring? Empathy का मतलब क्या है?
When you put yourself in someone else's shoes and you feel the same way that other person is feeling.
Perfect. When you feel something about the other person in the same way that the other person feels, especially when things are not going right. Okay, मतलब दूसरों के जूतों में अपने आप को डालना टाइप. Okay, क्योंकि उस पे क्या महसूस कर रहा है वो खुद महसूस करना. That is empathy. And then you care for that person also. So your decision making now starts to develop on these criteria. Then comes ethics. Okay, if it is moral, because all these three things, even a terrorist has got. A terrorist highly committed. Yes, no? Integrity to his cause of the highest order. Therefore, in the terrorist fraternity, they will trust each other blindly. Yes, no? Where the terrorists will falter is in this part, in the ethics, because that is what they do is morally right or wrong. That determines, that's why he becomes a terrorist. So this is where the differentiator now starts to come. That means we must always have morality as one of our foundational principles. What we are doing, am I right or is it wrong, based on your moral principles. And then lastly, we require something called as courage of conviction. Anyone can explain what is courage of conviction? Anyone? Accepting the mistakes is also one. Yes. And standing up for what is right. That's also equally important. Standing up for what is right. And also having the courage to stand up when you're wrong. Accepting your mistake. Both is courage of conviction. Okay, and I've got a small video which I'll see if we can get time to show it to you. It's a very short video, but I'll show you. Now, one more thing, I don't know if you noticed it. There is one major quality which was missing in the earlier slide also, that big syllabus slide, and also over here. Anyone can guess which is that quality which has not come either here, nor did it come in the previous slide? किसी के ध्यान में आया? Somebody mentioned that quality earlier, but I did not take it up. Can you think what that you want to see that earlier slide? Okay, let's just quickly do that. Let's see if you can guess what is that. Sorry to go too many slides back, but let's see, no problem. Let's see if you can quickly find out what is that one quality which seems to be a very big quality, but अब तक आया नहीं है इस पे. हाँ जी? Is moral? It says ethics, values, ethics, morals. इधर आए हुए हैं. That qualities come there. That you should have high moral standards. Okay, 1 second. Yes. It says accepting weakness and learning from failure and feedback. Attitude. ये सारा attitude ही है. ये सारा attitude है. हाँ, I heard somebody say something. 1 second. हाँ, who said loyalty? Loyalty. You notice it's not here. Huh? Is it a leadership quality? Loyalty? Yes. Do you want people to have loyalty? Yes. Loyalty चाहिए? हाँ? Question mark. Okay, loyal कौन होता है? ओके, हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं लॉयल्ट को? वफादार कौन होता है? Unfortunately, dogs are fantastic animals, amazing. They are best human companions is dog. But one quality that a dog has got, which as a human context, according to me, is a negative quality, is loyalty. You don't want leaders who are loyal. You don't want team members who are loyal. Loyalty is the biggest no. Why? Because when अगर कुत्ता है उसको बोला, अगर मालिक ने उसको बोला छू, तो कुत्ता छू हो जाता है. Yes, no? It goes and bites over that way. It doesn't question कि यार ये कौन है, ये मेरा भाई है, इसको कैसे काटूं मैं. Moment you say loyalty, questioning stops. And in that big list that we had, one of the qualities on the extreme right side of the screen was something called as questions. You want leaders and your team members who question you at every point. For another example I can give you, you all heard of Ramayana and Mahabharata, right? In Mahabharata, one of the biggest characters of Mahabharata, I mean great personality, who had the highest levels of commitment. In fact, we say Bhishma Pratigya. Did Bhishma have the power in him to stop Mahabharata war from happening? Yes, he did. Why did not use it? Because of loyalty. Because Bhishma ने प्रतिज्ञा खाई थी कि जो भी हस्तिनापुर का सिंहासन कहेगा वो मेरे सर आंखों पर. And he knows fully well that Duryodhan is a cutthroat, evil idiot of a guy. If he had told Duryodhan, I'll not fight for you, that what you're doing is wrong, Duryodhan may not have the guts to go for Mahabharata, the war. He may not have the guts to stop those. They want what? He says they want what? 5 villages? The Pandavas want 5 villages. Give it to them. It's their right. You usurp the throne by evil means. They only want their 5 villages. Give it to them. Don't have this war. But he did not do it. Why? Loyalty to the throne. He had every moment, even when Draupadi Vastraharan took place, Bhishma did not intervene. He could have intervened. He could have said, stop it, not in my watch. I am your greatest, I am the Pitamaha, मैं जो कहता हूँ वो सुनो. No, हस्तिनापुर का सिंहासन जो कहेगा वो मैं कैसे कह सकता हूँ. That loyalty came into the problem. So you don't want people who are loyal. You want people with all that other qualities. That big list, 30, 40, 50 qualities you want, yes. 100%, correct. Karna. In Karna's case also, there was a lot of tries went on. Krishna went to him, Kunti went to him saying, yeah, don't fight. This is a useless war that we are going to fight. We don't have to fight this war. They want 5 villages, give it to them. Karna, having come to know also that he is the eldest of the Kunti, tries to persuade him that you are the eldest of the Pandavas, etc., etc., etc. But Karna says no. When it mattered at that point of time, when I was not being allowed to... what happened? Okay, sorry. So he says, when I was not allowed to take part in the competition, Duryodhan came to my rescue and he made me the king of Ang, and therefore I am now eternally indebted to Duryodhan. And he became loyal to Duryodhan. Knowing fully well that all that's going to happen is not good, he still continued with it. He could have told Duryodhan, say, okay, you don't listen to me, I'll not fight. Even Bhishma could have told Duryodhan, saying, I'll not fight. You don't listen to me now, you go and fight. But Bhishma commanded the Kaurav army for 11 days. In the end, last 2 days, Karna commanded the Kaurav army. He could have said, look, I'll at least not fight. Tu meri baat nahi sun rahe ho na, nahi sahi. Lekin main nahi karunga. So again, Karna became a defaulter as far as loyalty is concerned. So my request to you is, don't have loyalty to anything, to anybody. Don't expect loyalty. But have those other qualities which are there. It's a huge list. Okay? Yeah. So loyalty is something that... Okay. So let me just give you this woodcutter story of how it starts to matter. So you all heard this Panchatantra ki story hai, woodcutter and the axe. Suna hai? So the typical story is that we all know of is there is a woodcutter who has a steel axe, and as you know, every day he cuts wood with the steel axe, etc., etc., sells it in the local village. Now one fine day, as he is going past in the along the to the another village, there's a stream that goes by, a river. Unfortunately, he trips and falls, and the axe falls into the river. So ये बैठा होता है, oh my God, my axe is gone now, what do I do, वगैरह वगैरह. Up comes the God, and God says, बेटा क्या हो गया? बोलता है मेरे axe डूब गई है. The God dips down, gets up a golden axe. He says, is this your axe? He says, no, it's not my axe. Okay. The God dips down, gets up a silver axe. Asks him, is this your axe? He says, no, it's not my axe. God says, okay, let me check. The God dips down, and this time gets the original steel axe on top. He says, is this your axe? He says, yes, it's my axe. The God says, good. I like your answers. Commitment, integrity, honesty, all that big list that we have, value system, fantastic. Here, take all 3. Yes, no? Yeah, so that's how when you have integrity, honesty, commitment, etc., all pays. Now the woodcutter comes back home, tells the story to his wife, and they're all thrilled, and they got this golden axe and steel axe and all that stuff, silver axe and all that. And a few days goes by. As days goes by, one fine day, the woodcutter is again going along to another, that same river. He's going along this time with his wife. And as luck would have it, the wife trips and falls and into the river. She cannot, unfortunately, cannot swim, so she drowns. तो बेटा था बीवी डूब गई अब क्या करूँ मैं Up comes the God and God says क्यों बेटा क्यों रो रहा है भाई क्या हो गया बोले मेरी बीवी डूब गई है क्या करूँ मैं गुजारा कैसे करूँ God says okay let me check God gets a सुंदर सी अप्सरा on top is this your wife he says yes God says कि यार कुछ हफ्तों पहले की तो बात है so the woodcutter says God okay I know what will happen next I'll say no this is not my wife you will again dip down maybe this time get some beautiful Katrina Kaif or somebody like that on top you'll ask me because now she's married so maybe some other girl beautiful girl you'll ask me is this your wife I'll say no she's not my wife you'll say okay you'll go down and get my original wife on top and I'll tell you yes this is my wife you'll say fantastic commitment integrity honesty सब कुछ tick mark here take all three बोले एक से मुश्किल से गुजारा होता है ये तीन लेके मैं क्या करूँगा यही है इसी को दे दो so my question to you is okay when this instance happens when the God comes up and brings up that Sundar si Apsara on top what answer should the woodcutter give to God anyone what do you think yes okay, he might say, I'm not dependent on his value system, that means. It all depends on his value system. Now, if your value system is strong, if you are that committed, integrity, honesty, trust, all that ethics, moral, सब कुछ अगर आपका सही है, तो you will tell even God, God, what is this hanky-panky going on? You tested my integrity, honesty, एक बार test किया ना, you are God, you have the power in you to get my original wife. What is this going on? Go down, get my original wife on top. May not be in these words or in that tone. You need to be diplomatic and tactful at that. That's why one of the qualities there is diplomatic and tactful. But you should be willing to tell God also. That is courage of conviction. Otherwise you will say, oh, ये तो भगवान है, भगवान के तो प्रसाद होता है. It's your value system that will tell you. Because as you step out in the real world from this campus after 2 years, you will encounter such instances. May not be these extremes, but somewhere along the line, it will test you. How will you take those decisions? They are not knowledge or skill. It is your internal value system. क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Zamir? Is that a correct word for it? Yeah, that will determine. Yeah, will you stand up? That courage of conviction and may not be fight, but at least point out your bosses कि सर ये चल रहा है वो गलत चल रहा है ये सही नहीं है इसका लंबा नतीजा गलत हो सकता है और यू कैन कीप क्वाइट चुप बैठो अपने ऊपर नहीं है चुप बैठो दैट्स अगेन योर वैल्यू सिस्टम टू डिटरमाइन हाउ स्ट्रांग टू टेक इट अप ओके सो देयर आर 5 C's of trust. I'll take 5 minutes and we will finish. Okay. Step 1 is commitment. Again, don't take it down here. Not required. कोई question नहीं पूछेगा आपको इसके बारे में. Okay, I'll send the email to you. I'll send the email here. No problems. Okay. Competence. So, for example, I can be a very committed person, but will you trust me for doing a heart surgery? No, because my competence is zero in that. I'm not a heart surgeon. I'm not been trained in the heart surgery. So, competence becomes a very important part. Then is clarity. How do you communicate? Congruence. That means, are you aligned with your value system? And how much confidence do you display? So all these, we'll not go into the depth of it. This can be a full half-day sessions on this, of each one. But just remember these 5, they're called as 5 C's of trust. Okay. At this moment, can you show a video? Video दिखा सकते हैं? Okay. Before we go to the next topic, I just want to show that video. Did anyone say decision making is knowledge or skill? It is 100% attitude. And it's your value system that will determine the decisions that you take as you go along in your life. Build your value system to such a level that no storm that can come will ever make it fall down. Watch. दूसरा लगा कर So decision making, not a skill or knowledge. It helps, but it is going to be majorly your attitude that will take you forward. And that helps you in taking tough decisions, tough calls. Because as you grow up as leaders, you will be required to take very tough calls. May not be as tough as this one, hopefully not. But whatever that comes, what will help you in your decision making is your value system, commitment, your integrity, your trust factor, your ethics, values, morals, your courage of conviction. Will you stand up and take a stand? Next video दिखा दो. So some of you may, there's a recent one which is on the WhatsApp going on, so you may have seen it. Volume.
Desk. You there, second desk, blue jacket. What is your name?
My name is Alexis.
Alexis, please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
I don't understand.
I am not going to ask a second time. Thank you. Why are there laws? What are laws for? Anyone?
Social order?
To protect the person's personal rights.
So that you can rely on the government?
Justice? Thank you. Tell me, was I unfair to your classmate just now? Indeed I was. So, why didn't any of you protest? Why didn't any of you try and stop me? Why didn't you want to prevent this injustice? You see, what you have just learnt, you wouldn't have understood in 1,000 hours of lectures unless you lived it. You didn't say anything because you weren't affected yourself. And this attitude speaks against you and against life. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, I'm here to say, if you don't help bring about justice, then one day you too may experience injustice, and there will be nobody there to stand before you. Truth and justice lives through us all, and we must fight for it. Because in life and work, I mean, we often live next to each other, but not with each other. We console ourselves that the problems of others are nothing to do with us, none of our business. And we go home glad at night that we're spared, but it's about standing up for each other. Every day an injustice happens in business, sport, or on the tram. Relying on someone else to take care of it is not good enough. It is our duty to be there for others, to speak up for others when they cannot. I am here to teach you the power of your voice. I want you to learn critical thinking to empower you to stand up for what is right, even if it means going against what everyone else is doing. Let's begin.
Can I get back to the... Can I take a few more minutes? Is it okay? Because I think I already exceeded my time, so I'll be eating into the next schedule. Okay, just last 2-3 more slides are there. All right, so courage of conviction. That becomes a critical, important factor for values. Will you be heard? Will you stand up for what is right? That becomes very, very important. Okay, so this is another critical, important, what's called the leadership matrix. So if you always operate on this axis called the principles, that means you're a man of principles. You always do what is right. Always do what is required of, as per the values are concerned. And this, the bottom one is the axis of consideration. मतलब दूसरों के बारे में सोचने वाला, कि दूसरों के बारे में सोचना पड़ता है. How will you operate in your life? Now, if you are a person of very high integrity, very high commitment, very high, all those qualities that we listed, right? You might act something like, have you heard of this gentleman called Viru Sahasrabuddhe? You seen the movie 3 Idiots? Virus. Now, Virus was a man of extreme principles. Yes, no? So, if you remember, there is a scene in that where that Joy Lobo comes to him and says, you know, so when is the convocation? I want to invite my dad for the convocation. He's okay, phone lagao. And he says, no, he collects the phone. He says, don't bother about coming because your son is not passing out. He says, what? Why? He says, you're supposed to give the project. Is it ready? He says, no, sir, I'm just close to it. Give me 1 or 2 days more. I'll submit it to you. It's almost ready, etc., etc. He says, when was the last day? Have you exceeded last date? So sorry, you're not passing out. Carry on. He says, sir, but I couldn't do it because my father was very unwell and therefore I had to go there, etc., etc. He says, did you stop eating because your father was unwell? He says, no. Then why didn't you do this? Sorry, failed. Now his intention was not that Joy Lobo should commit suicide. But the result, the consequence was that Joy Lobo in the movie committed suicide. So he was a man of very high principles, which means you will always think of either a win, that I should win, that we must win at all costs. I don't care about what others are thinking. Or it could also be that you might think of win-lose. I must win, the others must lose. In life, sometimes you have to play win-lose. Anyone wants to, any guess? When do you play in life win-lose? I must win, others must lose. Anyone? In exam. So do you play the exam that I must win, others must lose? That's dangerous. Okay. Yeah? Sports. Correct. In sports, one team has to win, one team has to lose. Right? It matters is how you play the game. Do you play it fairly and without cheating, etc., etc. Any other time? Wars. When two countries go to war, one country has to win, one country has to lose, and war is brutal. But even in that, you have something called the Geneva Conventions. Okay, if one party does not go by the Geneva Conventions, then you could have afterwards like what in the Second World War, they had a Nuremberg trials, etc., and all that. Now I don't know what will happen in Ukraine versus Russia. The International Court of Justice had given a warrant of his arrest. I don't know how it will pan out. Let's see. But so even that. So, but in life, sometimes you have to play win-lose. When do you think in your personal life to play win-lose? Okay, let's say other ones. Okay, then you might play. Now sometimes we are very high on consideration. हमेशा दूसरों के बारे में सोचने वाले. यार मुझे कुछ भी हो जाए चलेगा, उसको तकलीफ नहीं पहुंचना चाहिए. Anytime in life you can think of when you have to play win, lose win? Relationships. Perfect. Very good. So in husband, wife, parents, children, etc., you might say कि तो ठीक है यार मैं हारा तो भी चलेगा. You should. I don't want to unnecessarily spoil my relationships. That's fine. The problem is you have always playing lose-win. Then you have a major problem. So it's a give and take. It's a give and take. So what happens is many a time we go from lose-win to win-lose, win-lose to. For example, with children, sometimes when a child is throwing a tantrum, and you say no, you'll not get the ice cream. You are paying win-lose. I'm the boss. I'm saying no ice cream for you. Sometimes you say, "Chhoro yaar, aaj ek din hai, chalne do, ice cream khane do." We sort of oscillate between win-lose, lose-win, lose-win, win-lose, like that. Okay, but that's a dangerous game to play actually. Okay. Now, the most dangerous people are in this quadrant. The lose-lose. कि हम भी डूबेंगे सनम, तुमको भी ले डूबेंगे. These are dangerous guys. They have no morals, they have no principles, they have nothing with them. Okay. So it's what we should strive for, aim for, is to be in this quadrant, which is called as the win-win quadrant. In the win-win quadrant. So you must be a person of very high principles, very high values. At the same time, you have to be considerate of the other person also. So don't take only a tick mark decision, saying values say this, therefore this decision, carry on. Thoda sa, that's where empathy and caring comes into picture. कि जो डिसीजन मैं लेने वाली हूँ या लेने वाला हूँ उसके ऊपर कितना बुरा नतीजा हो जाएगा, and you can take a call. Sometimes you might say ठीक है यार, let's not be so harsh, even though that person has done such something, we can still give a lead. There's no right and wrong in that. There is no one tick mark, but that's how life continues. Okay, so this is what I would call the hall of shame. Okay, fantastic people all these guys were, amazing guys. You know who this guy was? Who is? Anyone? A guy called Ramlinga Raju. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of the Satyam scam? Yeah, so he is the main character behind the Satyam scam. So again, a company which was like what TCS is today, like what Tata's is today, that was the standing of Satyam. But then this guy at the heart was eating it away, and it's crashed in one day, the whole thing. Okay, we're not going to too much depth. I've already exceeded my time. And there are so many other people. Any guesses who this guy is? This guy is Lance Armstrong. Heard of him? Lance Armstrong is a cyclist. Okay, you heard of a race called Tour de France? Suna hai? Tour de France is among the most brutalest of all races in the world, cycle races. It's some 3,000 kilometers, which is done in 23 days, and it is brutal. This gentleman has won it 7 times. And his story is, something which he was a hero. Because at age 24, this gentleman was already a good cyclist. He had not yet won the Tour de France. He was still a good cyclist only. He was winning races, etc., but not that level champion. He goes for a cycling one day, and one fine day he gets a sort of a ache where no man wants to get ache. Goes to a doctor. Doctor says, sorry, you got cancer, testicular cancer. क्या करे? He is a उभरता हुआ स्टार है ये, कि दुनिया में 4 चांद लगाने वाला स्टार है ये. He is about to become a world champion, etc., and he says, you got cancer. It took him 4 years to get over the cancer, and he got over it. And at age 28, after going into 3rd stage cancer or testicular cancer, this guy won the first Tour de France and then won it 7 times. Just imagine. And then after that, he got caught for doping. So all that accolades and all that world fame he had got for winning 7 Tour de France after cancer, etc., and becoming a hero of the world crashed overnight. Okay. And there's so many other guys. Know who this guy is? He's Rajat Mehta. Rajat Mehta was the managing partner of a company called Mackinnon Mackenzie. You heard of Goldman Sachs? He was a MD of Goldman Sachs, managing director of Goldman Sachs. Probably has a budget equal to India's budget in trillions of dollars. Of that company, this guy was the managing director. मतलब इससे ऊपर कोई जा नहीं सकता है. Elon Musk भी अभी गया है. That type was his standing, Indian. One small mistake, based on character, based on value system, he went into jail for 2 years. And today he's again out. And there's so many. This is Narayan Dutt Tiwari. Okay, and Richard Nixon, and this guy, Asaram Bapu. Again, people who have reached a real peak and zenith of their whatever respective professions and everything is concerned. Today, down and up because of their character, because of the value system that they could not stand by. So be very careful of your values. A last slide, and then we finish. How do you know what decision to take? That becomes a challenge. How do I know decision kaun sa lene ka? Like I said, decision making is attitude, not knowledge skill. So anytime you take a decision, it should pass the mama test. Which means very simply, अगर ये जो मैं करने जा रहा हूँ या करने जा रही हूँ, if my mother sees me doing this, will she be proud of me? 99% आपको उत्तर मिलेगा कि बेटे मत कर. Yes, no? So that's the best test for finding out whether decision में जो ले रहा हूँ वो सही है या गलत है. अगर उससे भी अगर आपको सही जवाब नहीं मिलता है, तो this is called as the Baba test or a Papa test or a Daddy test. Okay, or a Mama test also you can say it, since the lady is here. It basically means if my children see me doing this, will they be proud of me? If you think yes, then probably a right decision. If you think no, then careful, question mark. Okay. Okay, so then there is individual versus social illumination. This is a famous statement by none other than from Radhikana Siddhi. Who's he? From Radhikana Siddhi? Anna Hazare. Heard of him? Yes. Yeah. So he says, Anna Hazare in one of his lectures talks about this, saying that individual injustice, vayaktik apman, jhelne ko seekho. Individual or personal injustice, झेलने को सीखो, लेकिन सामाजिक अपमान और सामाजिक injustice जो होता है, social injustice, उसके लिए खड़ा रहने का, courage of conviction. So you might sometimes say, यार छोड़ो यार, इससे बहस नहीं करते हैं, छोड़ो, leave it यार, that win lose lose win. But it says in case of social injustice, you stand up and be counted. So there's something called as a maturity, the golden question. Basically, it means that every statement that somebody else makes need not be fought upon. Okay? Every action somebody else takes, you need not contest. You fight your battles, and when you want to. Small things in life, don't bother about it. Play the big battles. Speak only one words are better than silence. But if you can master this one slide, trust me, your life will get sorted out. You can take tough decisions because right now you are still in the first, second day of the college. 1 year, 2 years to go. You'll go out into the lovely world outside. India is a great place to be in. You'll get lovely challenges coming your way, especially along the way when it's not crystal clear, when there's no black and white, when there are so many grays. How will you take decisions? This one slide probably will help you take decisions. So wishing you all the very best. Have a great time. Enjoy all the things that the institute has to throw at you. And I'm sure they'll throw lots of things at you because it's run by army officers. So take it in the spirit. Okay. Main thing is that attitude to you. The attitude which will carry forward. Saying, जो भी होता है वो अच्छे के लिए होता है. Something will be good, something will be bad. Okay. Something will be very rarely ugly. Very rare. Good, bad is part of the game. Whatever is a good, enjoy. Whatever is the bad, say, okay, यार आज निकल जाएगा, कल देखा जाएगा. And enjoy that day also. Okay. Don't call me preaching. When I was in the NDA, that time we didn't have phones also. So we couldn't call our parents also. कि भाई आज इतना रगड़ा खाया, आज somebody fainted, and people would faint there, We couldn't call. There was no phone call here. So we had to write letters. And I remember one of the lectures that one of our delivery officers gave us that time. He says, look guys, every week you have to write a letter to your home. Otherwise the parents will call. Look, if you write only cribs in the letter, the parents will feel bad. How many of you want your parents to feel bad? Hands up. And we didn't put our hands up. So better sabay. So there's no point in you cribbing to your parents. यहाँ कुछ बदलेगा नहीं. So far, we are the 61st course. So far, some 57 courses have passed out from here. And they're all doing well in life. You will also do well in life. Why do you want to make your parents' life miserable? They will feel bad. अबे बेटा ये कर रहा है, बेटे को रगड़ा मिल रहा है, बेटा फ्रंट रोल कर रहा है, बेटा उसको ये कर रहा है, वो कर रहा है. There are many happy times, there are some bad times also. So if you write, at least write both, write more of the good things. And ठीक है, एक दो चीज़ अच्छा लगता नहीं है, वो भी लिखो उनको, कोई बात नहीं है. But don't fill up your letters only with the sadness, only with this. Because is life so bad? We said, no, it's not so bad यार. कभी कभी है, कभी कभी बहुत बुरा लगता है यार, कहाँ फंस गए यार वगैरह. होता है कभी कभी. But that out of one month, one day you feel, oh my God, कहाँ फंस गए. बाकी 29 days तो अच्छे थे, तो वो बारे में लिखो ना. That's the lecture that he gave us, and we changed our letters. Because first 1 month was really tough. What you probably be going through now. Enjoy it. Have a great time. All the best to you. I don't know if you have time for any questions. I don't know. Do you have time for questions? Because I already ran out of time. I've taken some half an hour extra of yours, yeah. One question? No? One last question. Okay, one question. I saw his hand. Jayant.
Sir, as you told that we don't need loyalty, but don't you think that loyalty affects other qualities? Like जैसा कि आपने कहा कि महाभारत में भीष्म पितामह और कर्ण गलत तरफ से लड़े थे, बट आज वो ग्रेट वॉरियर के रूप में इसी के लिए देखे जाते हैं कि वो गलत तरफ से लड़ते. अगर वो नहीं लड़ते तो आज वो गद्दारों के रूप में देखे जाते हैं. और सर मैं एक मीन्स ऐसे इंसान के साथ क्यों काम करूं जिसमें मैं भरोसा नहीं कर सकता, जो मेरे लिए लॉयल नहीं है.
भरोसा इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम भरोसा इज ट्रस्ट.
सर तो
लॉयल्टी मीन्स डोंट आस्क क्वेश्चंस.
आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग योर नॉलेज, बट मैं किसी पे तभी भरोसा कर सकता हूँ ना जब वो मेरे लिए लॉयल हो.
नो, please don't take people under your loyal, because when you go wrong, they'll not point out you, sir, आप गलत कर रहे हो. You want people who will point you mistakes also, no? कि सर आप गलत कर रहे हो, ऐसा मत करो. लॉयल बंदा बोलेगा नहीं, वो चुप बैठेगा. He will say, so what if my boss does wrong things? उसको देखेगा, मैं निकलने वाला हूँ अपनी तरफ से. They will not stand by you when things go wrong. But a person of integrity, honesty, ethics, values, when you take decisions on that, they will stand with you till the last bullet. So, yeah.
Okay, sir, thank you.
And again, you're saying Bhishma was anyway a great guy, yaar. Even if Mahabharata war would have, of course, but Bhishma was anyway a great person. I'm not demeaning his quality, but his loyalty came in the whole thing. Mahabharata could have been avoided. Karna also same thing. Great guy, yaar. Karna was a Danshur. Nobody can touch a finger to Karna as far as his Danshurta was concerned. Yes, no? Even before the war, Indra goes to him in the guise of a Brahmin and says, I want your Kavacha Kundal. Karna, knowing fully well, without that he is defenseless, he gives it to him saying, you asked me here, take it, knowing that ki kal marne wala hu main. But he could have stopped the war from happening. He could at least have stopped. He was still remained a great warrior. Because till then also, whatever they had done till then, Karna had done till then, was signs of greatness. And so he had many great qualities. But this came in the way. So, like I say, Purushottam, that means you are all encompassing. ऐसा कोई है ही नहीं दुनिया में. हमको सीखना है कि हम कैसे कोशिश करें कि जितना हो सकता है उतना करें. So just be careful of loyalty. बाकी सब भर के रखो. Loyalty को थोड़ा ध्यान से भैया. Thank you. Thank you very much. All the best.
We extend our sincerest gratitude to you, sir, for conducting this remarkable and enlightening session. I'm sure the students understand that to be great leaders of tomorrow, they need to build a strong value system and not forgetting integrity, commitment, and just the will to move forward and be great leaders. Thank you so much, sir, for being here today. We look forward to your next visit to our campus. Thank you, sir.